Man, probably fun fact on me is that I
You
like to
don't?
read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
Yeah. I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is push the bad button. That's all you gotta do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Take a look at, your roots or your backstory.
I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. That's what I was telling you. I was originally from Beaumont, Texas. Been here since 2010, 9, around 11, around that time. I went to Westbrook High School. I'm single mother's only child, so I don't have any brothers, no sisters. I'm the only one. So yeah, dad was in my And yeah, I'm here. She was alive. She made it, but she had to have surgeries. Actually, she had to have 2 heart surgeries. One some years after I was born, and then one not too long after she passed.
Exit out, take.
I mean, before she passed.
You have to leave the studio and let me control it.
Okay. We have some technical difficulties. We have to stop this. We're gonna come right back. Cause we gotta get this.
No, you're still gonna be on there. You just exit.
There's an echo in it.
You back live.
All right, we back live. I think we got the voice and audio taken care of. My apologies, technical difficulties. But man, I hate to ask you to say this again, but you gotta tell us your background story again, brother.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to that spot, that sore spot that looked like it hit you. At birth, I'm a single mother's only child. My mother had a physical handicap before she passed, and so Holt-Oram syndrome. It runs in the family. Got it from my grandfather's side. So at birth, but as a byproduct of that is heart condition. She passed from heart failure, congestive heart failure. So she struggled with that all her life. So the doctor told her, Miss Hunter, we all know pregnancy is such a strain on the body to push, and this and the other. It's also a strain on the body from the time you find out to the time you have it. And so they said, Miss Hunter, we're not sure. It doesn't look good. We're not sure at all that your heart is going to be strong enough to sustain you during this pregnancy. Do you want to go ahead and terminate this child, before you get to that point? Because your heart, considering your physical handicap, we just don't think. And, she said, no, absolutely not. If my goal in life is to give him life and to cost me mine, I'll do that. And so the doctor said, that's fair, noble, but are you sure? She said, absolutely. So they did that, not a problem. Reluctantly, they did it. So, and as as it happened, she had me. And the only thing she asked God, she said, look, I have a physical handicap. Please, only one thing I ask you for this boy. I want it to be a boy, and I want him to be healthy. Big, healthy, with long arms. Big, healthy. So I was born 9 pounds, 10 ounces. I was a
big baby.
Big baby. And so after that, after my birth, the doctor said, okay, ma'am, you got 9 pounds, 10 ounces. You have some conditions, some other issues you have to work with. So why don't you go ahead and sign him to a foster home? There's no father here present. I see maybe some friends or whatnot. We don't how in the way you're gonna be able to take care of this and do this and sign him to a foster home. So I guess about for 6 or 7 days, they just brought me in for me to see her and then brought me out. Not a connection. They don't want too much of a connection. Plus, she was having some other issues also, heart, this and the other. And so she struggled with it. You know what I mean? Do I need to do this? Can I do this? Can I physically do this? I've been told all my life I can't. So ultimately she said, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do it, but God can. So tell you what, I'm gonna make a deal with you, God. She told me this. She said, I'll make a deal with you. If you bring it back, I'll give him back. You bring me my child back here, I'll give him to you. I'm just gonna steward what you gave me to raise. They're right. I don't know how I'm going to put his Pampers on. I don't know how I'm going to do this. How am I going to pick him up and burp him and this and the other? So you're going to have to help me in those areas. But the deal that I'm making is that I'm going to do everything I possibly can to raise him all by myself. So I'm going to need you. The next morning, they brought me in there. Miss Hunter, here's the papers. What you going to do? She signed the papers. She put some other words on them.
All right.
No. That's the words I'm still trying to get delivered from that I heard all my life growing up. Woo! So she handed it to the paper. They looked at it. They tore the papers up. Bring her up, baby. So the nurse brought me to her. Here's your child, Miss Hunter. Cousins were not here. I think my aunt was there. It rolled on out, and here I was. And so she kept her deal. And so that's something she struggled with all my life. She told me, she's always telling me that I make the right decision. You know what I mean? Because I was doing it all by myself. I couldn't physically work. So it was hard for me to get a job. So I had to depend on the government aid and government assistance, you know, things like that, pretty much all your life, because, you know, I just couldn't do it. But so you was raised on that. You know what I mean? So as early as time I could begin, I was working to pay bills. Sacking groceries, cutting yards, blah, 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 helping to pay bills. So I know about that to be able to help out around the house. But all of that was a part of, I gotta keep my word to God. He gave me a son. Physically, he has long arms. He gave me exactly what I prayed for.
Right.
The daddy not here. The daddy told me about a year ago, the first time I talked to him, says, my daddy got locked up when I was 2 weeks old. Slinging them things on the dope cut. I don't sound like Christian rap. I know I don't. But that, and he kidnapped the young lady and was trying to hold her for ransom.
Oh, wow.
So they caught him, and he was up there 43 years. He got out, seeked me, told me on the phone, your mama told me she's pregnant. I got out, I left.
Wow.
And so you left. I know I did. I'm sorry, Rodney. I left your mama physical handicapped there. I was her first love. And left her there pregnant with you. And I walked away from you both. And so he reached out to me, we talked and on the phone. And so when he got out of prison, we talked a little bit, you know what I mean? It was hard for him to, I guess, open up to me and talk to me. Because, bro, I ain't talked to you in over 40-something years, so you better want to believe I got some questions.
You're right.
So, you know, and it's a lot of stuff he's dealing with. So he and I, it's a strain right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really a strain. I'm still, when he and I would talk on the phone, I'm sitting on the phone like, there's some stuff I really want to tell this man. You know what I mean? Where were you out of packing them groceries upstairs? Where were you? You know what I mean? Said the other. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but it's just a process. Then it got to a point where you have to understand, you know what I mean? People are institutionalized. So I need you to send me some money. I'm trying to write a book about my life story, and I need you to send me some money. You know, if you want to, go up there and talk to Bishop Jackson, tell him to send me some money too. And then that snap was sitting right there on my shoulder. You need to send me some back child support. Come on, send us some money. I ain't seen you. I ain't talking to you. Come on, say, boy, get out of my face. So you know what I mean. So like I said, right now it's estranged. You take care of yourself, bro. You know what I mean. When you ever talk again, God bless you. Some people just have to love across the street. So let that Negro make it. So,
yeah.
Wow, bro. So yeah, I guess he's either institutionalized, but he's very old. He's very sickly. He's dealing with some things, some sick, physical issues and whatnot. But after my mom passed, then my grandmother passed, and then my aunt passed.
Wow.
And all this. And
that's your support system.
Yeah. It was just like I said, just me and my mom. When my grandmother passed, she just really passed out the blue. I didn't even see it coming. But she was dealing with some physical ailments, and it was just, you know, nature. It was just her time. And then my aunt passed sometime after that. I said, you know what? I ain't coming back to Beaumont in a long time. So that's kind of my backstory. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to make sure I give you a whole lot of substance.
You definitely did. That's a lot to chew on, man.
Absolutely.
So that's a good segue. So what do you miss most about Beaumont? But before you answer that, I saw you posted one time about some wings.
This dude ran my baby, look here. Man, look here. Yes, the food, man. I missed that about Beaumont. Of course, you know what I mean. High school guys. No, you know, I was born actually in Dallas, Texas. I was born right here. Yeah, mama. Daddy walked away from my mama right here in Dallas, Texas. She had me in Dallas, Texas. They said, Willie, you know, dog, you can't raise that boy up there. All the relatives down here. You know what I mean. So my grandmother, my aunts, her sisters, and everybody was in Beaumont. Get on down here so we can help you raise that boy. So I said, all right. So I guess within a month, I've had them. You know, she's in the hospital, whatnot. She got up and went back to Beaumont. I was raised in Beaumont. The food, man. The food. Lord have mercy. Did I say the food, the wings, and them crawfish. I ain't had crawfish like that. Beaumont, I got, you know, some good friends of mine back home would do crawfish all the time, man. In season, out of season, whenever. And it's just mainly, you know, because I know a lot of people down there. Of course, I'm from Beaumont, went to Westbrook High School, played football, blah, blah, blah. So you know what I mean. But it's it's really the food, the camaraderie. The people down there. You're born and raised in. I didn't say born there, but raised in the place. You kind of know everybody that's down there. So when I first started doing Christian rap, I was in Beaumont, Texas.
Okay.
And I had no idea that I really wanted to do Christian rap. I thought I was Two-Face, which is Tupac and Scarface. So, without the drug dealing, the blood spilling, and the thug living.
Right.
So I didn't come up like that. So I didn't have that story, but that's a story that's sold. So I got to say something that's selling.
Right.
So I always had, a lyricist mindset. You remember back then we used to listen to songs. I love to listen to the lyrics of songs. And I'm the one that would buy the cassette tape and open it all the way up and stretch it all. You remember that?
You did.
I used to open and look at the man. Look at it. He talking about, he says this in the line. Look, oh, that's that line. So yeah, I love that type of stuff, man.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah, it all makes sense. And so now I'm really, really, as far as my craft, I take it serious. I really do take it serious. But I didn't. I thought I was Tupac, Scarface / Nas / A-Bon MJG / CeeLo. Just keep putting slashes on it. I thought I was all of them without their story. So, but nah, it really took my mom to change. Once again, it took my mom to change my mind about that because she was my ear. So when I would write my lyrics, write my rhymes, I said, Mama, man, I'm tired of listening to telling my lyrics to my own boys. They don't tell me anything. They gonna tell you, yeah, you good, you gotta get lyrics. Check this out. So I wrote a couple of them and she listened to it. Mama looked at me and said, are you ashamed of me? I said, what you mean, am I ashamed of you? Of course not. I've never been ashamed of you. I'm thinking she's talking about a Fiscana guy. She said, no, I'm talking about you ashamed the way I raised you. I know, that's still a part of my upbringing. No, that means somewhere I'll be ashamed of you because you raised me. I said, what are you getting at? She said, are you ashamed the life that you had coming up? You lying and all that mess. You ain't got none of that. You ain't driving that. You ain't flossing that. You ain't got that. Was not your come up. You ain't, no, stop it. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You're going to be honest, tell the truth.
That's powerful.
Other than that, you make me feel like it's shame the way I raised you. I said, oh. She hit home. Mama had a way of hitting home and hit home hard.
Right.
So she said, why don't you put a little God in there? Just sprinkle a little Jesus in it. Just a little God. Just sprinkle me, man. I'm sorry. I'm always going back to my influence. I'm sorry. I don't even know where that came from. Lord have mercy. If y'all listening, I don't listen to that. I'm lying. But no, man. So I said, all right, let's give it a chance. It sounds like that's what you're trying to do. I said, all right. You know what I mean? I never knew, and things like that. So I did it, and here I am. I know that's another question. I don't want to go there.
No, that's a good segue, man.
Into that? Okay.
So I want to look at the inside of you as the artist.
Okay.
What made you want to become a musician?
I always listen to music. I always had a love for rap music, for lyrics, for sound. I always liked music. Coming up, my mom, she was the mom, that's always listening to Marvin Gaye, Stylistics. Oh my goodness, Four Tops, Temptations, all that was in the house.
That good stuff.
Good stuff, man. And mom would listen to that till Lord have mercy, till the cows came home. So it wasn't enough for me to come on and come home from school and mom in there cooking and she got music blasting. Or mama doing something around the house, she got the music blasting. So I'm always coming up around music. So I always had a strong affiliation of value for music. But then I started in rap music hit the scene. I started listening to Kumo D's and Run DMC's. Hip.
That's when we cut our teeth.
Yeah, so guess it. Fat Boys, Skinny Boys, Roxanne, all of them. You know what I mean? So that's when I really started listening to music. Now, when I really started listening to lyrics, is when the Rakims and Cool J and those
They changed the game.
They changed the game. They were Kumo D. I was like, whoa, he talking about something. You know what I mean? So I really took attention to it. Then I started rapping myself. So I just being in the environment, rap music. Listening to it every day. I had a break. That's when Popping and Breaking was out. So I was in a crew. We used to pop and breaking and do all this stuff like that. And so we had a big old breaking board. We was back there breaking. That was my environment. You know what I mean? Just hearing the music and hearing rap music, and hearing music in the house, hearing rap music outside. It was just, I always heard music. So I always liked lyrics. I got to a point where I started really liking lyrics and hearing what people say. And man, a friend of mine, he's down here too, Red, Shelby Guillory. He and I used to rap together. We used a little rap crew, me and him. So I would write the lyrics and we both deliver them. But we, so yeah, man, we would, I want to tell you my first rap, Lord have mercy, that's so long ago. So, but I've always had a passion for lyrics. I've always had a passion for music and rap music. Now coming to where I'm at now, Christian rap music, it just kind of that story with my mom, and oh Lord, I want to tell y'all the story of Rap a Lot of Records. You want to hear that one?
Yes, I do.
One day.
It's already finna be good, I can tell.
Yeah. This is in 99 when I told you I was up in Houston. I moved to Houston. I'm living in sin. I had this thing of, God, I'm gonna put you in it. Mama had told me the story. Change, put God in there. I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna do that. I do that. I moved to Houston. Oh Lord, how am I gonna do this? I moved to Houston. I wanted God to let me do what I wanted to do, and I'm just gonna put your little name in it somewhere. You know what I mean? Religious entertainment. That's what I was introducing them to. I want to do me. I want to bring it my way and do it my way. And let me just put your name in there a little bit. But I hadn't been really, really saved from my thinking. You know what I mean? I'm not really sacrificing myself and my gift for the ministry of Christian rap music. So I remember one time. I don't know how I got in touch with him. I can't remember how I got in touch with him, but I went up to a store with Rap a Lot of Records, and a couple of their producers were there. So I'm waiting on Beto One and a couple other guys that were rapping the records. Jay and all these guys, I'm waiting on them. I waited at that doggone record store all day long.
Literally.
They didn't get till that night. So when they got there, they had a rap, like a rap session. And then a whole bunch of rappers in a circle. I got my binder full of raps. I know I'm a lyricist, right? So the guy came around him. He said, "Let me what you got." So I started rapping. One, I got all my hottest ones on top. He just walked off. Came back. Here's something else. No, this bang.
Walked off again.
Talked to his homeboy, same dude. Came back. Nah, find something else in there. I don't like none of that. Now I'm a mixture of Nas and Kumo D and all these lyricists. I'm gangster. Well, not really. I'm prankster, but I'm not that. You know what I mean? So I gave him another. He said, "You know what? Stop it, bro. Because you are this. Let me show you what we want." Then they got like a rap crew session. They got everybody got in a big circle. They put a beat on, and everybody just going down freestyling, right? So when they got to me, I said, "All right, I'm just gonna kind of repeat what they said and kind of say it like they said it." So I did my rap. He liked my delivery. He likes my form. I was just saying some stuff, making some words rhyme. Thug living, drug dealing, blood spilling. I was just rapping to the beat, just putting some words together. And so he liked that. He said, "All right, here's my card. Come tomorrow, and we're gonna start listening to you." I said, "Oh, okay. We're gonna start getting you studio, getting you around some people, and we're gonna work with you and get you signed and everything." I said, "Okay, cool. Wow, I made it. Rap a lot." Woo! I had a Jaguar. Don't forget it. I'm on 610, trying to get all the way to 45. And the Holy Spirit convicted me. I can hear my mama words. "You're still ashamed of the way I raised you. All that you did to get that man's attention is not your life."
Right.
And I'll never forget it. I was so convicted. I felt so bad. I hit that doggone sunroof in that Jaguar, and I was driving, and I tore that car up.
Throw it out.
And I threw it up. And ever since then, I said, "I can't do this. I can't." And I told God when I first started doing something serious with him, I said, "But this is not the actions." I said it with my mouth, but this is not the actions. So when I went back home, end up moving back home to Beaumont, I was so hurt. And then moving back home to Beaumont, and doors started opening. And a couple of places would call, a young lady would call me, "Hey, there's an event coming up here at my church. Would you like to come?" Yeah. I ain't got number one song. yeah, no problem. And I'll never forget that girl. Oh, Lord, I forgot her name. She had a little small church, and they had an appreciation for their pianist. She had been there for 30, 40 years. She's finally retiring. So I went and did my thing there, and they had a radio, and I had a cassette, but just the instrumental on there. And they had a microphone sitting to the radio speaker.
Man, that is throwback.
And I'm rapping on the microphone where I got to hold a card like this because they had a shortage in the car. This is my first time ever doing Christian rap, right? And they can hear you, but the music coming through there. And I'm looking at the audience, and nothing but 50, 60, 70-year-old women, one of them on a kidney dialysis machine. I had little 2 or 3-year-olds sitting up here. I'm looking at my mom in the back. "They ain't gonna like rap music. Why am I doing this?" She said, "You better make sure you clear and understood because they ain't listen to your words, baby. These are seasons." So when I tell you the small folk in there, and so I did my thing. I did that one song, and they loved it. They loved it, and that
what started it.
that started that day is what convinced me to say that's the impact I want you to have, because them people was not listening to the beat. They will not listen to my lyrical ability. They will listen to my words.
Mhm.
Do you have something to say, son? Do you have ministry to say? Because if not, we're going to let you know. These were seasoned saints, baby. This ain't Lionel and Leroy now. This is some seasoned saints. So they came up, baby, let me tell you something. You have a word on your tongue. So they told me that you have a word on your tongue. You really have a ministry on your tongue. So yes, you definitely need to pursue this. When I went back home, God said, that's the impact I want you to make. And I'm going to keep them people in your face every time you perform. So every time I go and perform somewhere in ministry, I still see the old people. I don't care if it's 500 people in there. I still see that big old woman in that white dress right here. I see the chick right on the side of her. I see the little woman laying with the Dallas machine. I see the one with the oxygen tank right there. I still see this day. I see them all, man. It's weird. Yep. That's my foundation on rap.
Wow. I'm almost speechless on that one.
I'm gonna give you. I told you, I'm gonna give you a whole lot of meat.
So that's a wonderful story. And you've mentioned some of the artists that you did listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're doing your ministry right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing what you were born to do, as we have discussed already.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, you probably still have some influence as far as like your cadence, your delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of those influences?
Lord have mercy, where do I start? That's the weirdest thing. Every time people ask me that, and I give them the list of the people that are my influences, it's never the people they think that it should be. It's not Christian rappers. It's not one of them. Not none of them. My primary foundation is Pac. Tupac. I have to, because Lord knows I wanted to be Pac so bad. I really did. His cadence, his passion. You know what I mean? Pac's not the most lyrical cat. Pac never really wanted to be the most lyrical
passionate, though.
But his passion, you felt Pac. You know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to, you know what I mean? That was always my thing. I don't care if you agree with what he said, you felt it. You know what I mean? Still to this day, when I listen to Dear Mom, I can cry because I feel it. So Pac's passion, Scarface, his fingerprint, dude, his storytelling. Pac is
highly disrespected.
Oh man, completely disrespected. Scarface is an absolute legend. For that alone, his storytelling is insane. His believability. I love Scarface's delivery. The people survived before I can't see it. I love that. You know what I mean? So I've adopted that. Nas lyrical ability, his storytelling, his New York state of mind, all of that. Man, I love Nas lyrical ability. From him to Rakim, A-Ball and MJG's twang. I gotta have that dog, you know what I'm talking about already. You know what I mean? I'm from the South.
Right.
So I can't lose that. So it's so many artists, you know what I mean? I can go down the list. Jadakiss, I love Jadakiss. It's a lot of artists. It's Kumo D. Still Kumo D to this day is hit the people survived before it was over. It's that delivery that Kumo D gave you, you know what I mean? Even from his lyrical standpoint. So it's a lot of artists that I really look up to. So I kind of look at it from. And I struggled with that when I really started doing Christian rap. I said, okay, God, I'm doing Christian rap now. I shouldn't be listening to that anymore. That shouldn't be any of my influences anymore. My influences need to be Kara Sheard, Fred Hammond, and all the Christian artists, you know what I mean? Paul G. Morton, PJ Morton, and all this and the other. I said, why do I still have a love and a passion for my influences and for things that, you know what I mean? I need to kind of, you know what I mean? God says I'm going to use that to keep you humble so you won't turn your nose up at them. These are the people that I used to make you. I don't have to have church folk to make you. I took you from the dust and made you. You are from the dirt. So you are not from gold. I took the dust of the earth, the nasty filth, and made you. So what makes you think your influences need to be anything like that over here? So I took your influences from the street and made you. It's like a street. I was going down Tupac Street. I made a left on Scarface. I made a right on Nas.
That's a great analogy, man.
I took a left on Nas, and I was on Nas Street about nine years, and I made the whole one over the hill, A-Ball G. And then I came, when I made that left, and I finally got to my destination, is Christian rap music. But I can't forget how I got here. Because it wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? Man, you may got some Fred Hammond somewhere down there.
Yeah.
But mainly, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, mainly is those names that they got to be all the way to. So when God said, when you finally get to your destination is what you're gonna deliver from. But your testimony. I'm a matter of fact, I'm gonna name you TrueStory so you can tell people your testimony. You have to tell people so when they hear you, I hear a little bit of Chuck D in you. I can taste that gumbo. If I taste your gumbo and you put all these other ingredients in there, I can taste a little Scarface. I can taste a little Nas, but man, your whole message is me. So that's what God did with that.
Wow.
Mhm.
You know, I myself, it took me a while, you
Mhm.
know, as I matured, as far as my ear
Mhm.
listening to music.
Mhm.
I was always the type of person, the beat had to catch me first.
Mhm.
If the beat is not in my spirit, I'm a bail. I
Yeah.
don't care what he got to say.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, to be honest, probably in the last 5-6 years, maybe,
Mhm.
I listened to the lyrics more.
Mhm.
He used to always tell me, before I probably listened to a song like 1,000 times
Mhm.
before, oh, that's what he said. But now I listen for that. It's probably, part of the me maturing and things like that.
Absolutely.
But I always like to say, I ended up in Kingsville by accident, but it wasn't by accident. I was supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people that I was there with at the time that they made some type of influence on my life. For you, what I remember about Snap G, I'm always gonna call you Snap G.
All right, that's
what
cool.
I remember about you is I remember when you lived on the A side. And I was still on the B side.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we was in there playing NBA Jam or something like that. And you were the one that introduced me to Big Mike. And you introduced me to iCast.
Okay. I remember that. I remember that. Yes, sir.
Who both are still in my rotation to this day and
Andre,
have been a major
man.
influence on me.
Ooh, Andre 3000 is a huge influence. That's a street. That's a long street. That was on. Absolutely. Please put him in there. Absolutely.
So, what is the misconception of Christian rap artists?
One of the biggest misconceptions are we are the rappers that didn't make it in mainstream. We didn't make it in secular rap. So y'all just found another place to go rap and put a little God in it. You know what I mean? So y'all just, y'all didn't make it over here. Y'all didn't make it with the big dogs, the big lyricists, the big song makers, the big hit makers. So, y'all just dumbed down to Christian rap music because it doesn't take all of this over there. You don't curse, you don't do all this and that and the other. So you don't sell to, you're not showing women all in your videos, all that stuff like that. So it's a dumbed down thing. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions and the reason why, honestly, I'm gonna say it, that perception is enforced because you see so much of Christian rappers that don't have a passion for what they're doing. They don't have a ministry for what they're doing. So they treat it as religious entertainment. Let me testify. When I first moved down here, I'm always giving you a story. When I first moved down here, coming from Beaumont, I first started doing Christian rap in Beaumont. And it was only like maybe a handful of us in Beaumont, 4 or 5 people that was really doing Christian rap in Beaumont. It was small. But when I moved down here, there was buckets load of people doing Christian rap down here. I was like, wow, I done made it. Oh, Lord, bro. Okay, cool. So I'm running out with this, going to this event, you know what I mean? Going to this venue. And I'm like, man, how many? About this 12 of us in there, dog. You want to rap? Get on the list. I look at the list, it's like a 20-person long list. Somewhere 21. Golly, I said, all right, cool. So, and I was wild by it. I would go home and tell my wife, and say, man, I done made it. Wow, there's a lot of Christian rappers down here. And I'm like, wow, it's great. Now, you know what I mean? I hadn't really done much enough. I hadn't did anything. I was just wanting to be in the place. So, and then after a while, before I did my first song, Steps of a Good Man, God told me, I'll never forget this. I was driving from an event one night. He said, stop wowing yourself with these people. Because many of them are doing this because it's the thing to do. It's the happening thing to do.
Right.
It's a pair of Jordans. Everybody want a pair of Jordans to look good in them. It's not what they're called to do. They just want to do it. I want to treat this as ministry instead of religious entertainment. That's the perception has to be enforced because so when I said, oh, okay. So when I would go there and I start looking with a discernment eye, I said, oh, I see now. It's just religious entertainment. They're not convicted by it. They don't live a life by it. It's a sound. It's a discernment that you have to know without question. No old woman taught me that. It's a discernment that you have to know that's real.
Right.
That song ministered to me. That song really broke a word to me. Religious entertainment. When it's just something that you just want to do because everybody's doing it.
Right.
You want to do nice little cute, clean rap. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But don't treat it as such. Don't say this is something that I minister when without question in your heart. It's not in your heart. It's a heart thing. So after I left there, I started really going to venues and seeing with the discernment. I said, okay, he got it. She got it. Them three, I'm praying for them three right there. Now, I'm praying they come to the. But you start seeing more. You know what I mean? And the craziest thing about it, because I'd asked God some years ago, I said, let me see what you want me to see and what I don't even want to see.
Right.
Please let me see so I'll know the difference. Because I'm taking you serious at this. And so that's what I started noticing. Everybody not really called to do this. And a lot of people that I saw have quit. Ooh, wait, don't get to start telling them. They quit. They walked away from because they came into it with ulterior motives.
Right.
I want to get some money out there. I want to get some popularity out there. Bruh. Christian rap now, dog. No, dog. Not unless you maybe be Lecrae and some big name guys. Other than that, you know what I mean? If God bless you, get to that point, wonderful, great.
Right.
Praying He do the same for me. but if not now, bro, it's not like that. So people got exposed. So I wanted to make sure I was honest and real when I did it, and then I had passion when I did it, and I had a ministry in my heart to do it.
So you had mentioned Lecrae. He's probably one of the best known because he's probably, for me, he's probably one of the ones that I saw who labeled himself as a Christian rapper, but I saw him as just a rapper. He kind of translated over to the other side. Is that something that you try to put yourself in that same type of area, or are you strictly in this lane?
I can't say that I put myself in a box of being in this lane. That's the big thing, the big question in the Christian rap event in the arena. Christian rap artist that's Christian. That's Christian. Rapper that's Christian. That's it. I'm not a Christian rap artist. I'm just a rapper that have to be Christian. I'm not a Christian rap artist. I'm an inspirational artist. Okay. They use all kind of labels and tags for it, and it's used to get themselves in different venues, or get themselves in different places, or get themselves. I know. I said the same thing. That was on your face. I said the same thing, and they felt that the label, the tag, Christian rap, doesn't get you in places, venues, and audiences, because you have that Christian tag on it. So I really, when you say Christian rap artist, I try to figure out what's the difference between a Christian rap artist or a rapper that's Christian. What's the difference?
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, but that's the biggest argument. That's been the biggest argument. I've always tried to present myself as a Christian rap artist. I don't mind the label, I don't mind the tag, because when you hear me, you're going to hear it without question. If you want to label me, I'm a true story. Can we just put inspirational artists on the flyer? Yeah, no problem. Put it on there. But when you get in there, you'll get ministry. You see what I'm saying? So
I do.
The label I would prefer, because I don't mind the label. I don't mind the label at all. I know I'm broader. I paint with broader strokes. So when I get if I was getting to an arena or a place where they don't want a lot of hooping and hollering, they don't want a lot of church, you know what I mean? Church. So I do the song yes. If I was to do the song yes, it's my environment where I'm at.
Hey, I played it. I was playing it earlier.
I love yes. Everybody love yes. So when I do yes, but it just depends on where I'm at. So if I'm at a church, if I'm a church setting, then yeah, I can go hard and kind of feed the people the way I got it.
Right.
But if I'm in a different type of environment and they just don't want that, no problem. I can minister song, but I can minister song to cater to my audience. You got to know your audience.
That's true.
You got to know your audience. So yeah, it's not a problem at all. From a business, I don't care when it's business execs in here. I can walk around and do that yes, and you wouldn't even know it's a Christian rap song. But you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel what I'm saying.
Man, hey, you taught me something today, man. Because you had mentioned earlier when you would start trying to identify yourself as a rapper, that your mom asked you, were you ashamed of me? What you just told me about those artists who are Christian rappers or Christians having to rap, it's like they don't want to be labeled as that. It's almost like they're ashamed of that label.
They're ashamed of it.
It comes back full circle.
Absolutely. It's a lot of them. And it's mainly because a lot of them don't, and I had to come to grips and realize this, and the Holy Spirit doesn't miss it. It comes back to because a lot of them really don't have nothing to say.
That's
so
true.
They don't really have anything to say. So they're ashamed.
Not in their heart.
Yeah, it's not their heart. It's not their heart at all. And they're ashamed of a testimony, telling a testimony, say ministering and this and that and the other in your song is not popular. It don't hit. It don't get spins. It don't get likes. It don't get shares, dog. I'm sorry. It don't get it. But I'm going to take all this testimony and all this and the other out of my songs and sound just like the streets, sound just like so much like secular. Sprinkle a little God in there. Sound familiar? Sprinkle a little God here and this and the other. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do that. But I'm going to get spins. I'm going to get shares. I'm going to get likes, this and the other. So now that has come. That's the table now. There's so many people that sacrifice Christian rap. Well, it's not a problem. Okay, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But that clearly lets me know that you wasn't in it like that from the jump. That wasn't, when your heart is there, I thought about it.
Right.
You better want to believe I thought about it. After I did that first album and saw the numbers, I said, man, look, man, forget that. I didn't say the words. That money I put in that dog album, I ain't got but this here. I'm sitting there buying a whopper with the money I got. The devil is up there. The devil is up there. Well, you got me bent. Yeah, I said that. I sure did. No, absolutely not. But I told God that when my mama died. All this praying and this and the other, hooping and hollering and praying, laying hands on her, she still died. All the sacrifice and hell I went through with that doggone album to get that album out. And this is it. This is for the sacrifice. This is my blessing in return. I see why people quit. I see why people walk away. In Jesus' name, amen.
Right.
That was my prayer. But like I say on this song here, on Burn, it's hard to quit when you really love him. I love him. I love him so much. So after I got through throwing a little hissy fit, months and months and months of it, God waited. He said, he's understandably mad. He's understandably hurt.
He let you throw your tantrum.
He let me throw my tantrum. Bishop said kick scratch, kick the kid, slap the dog, urinate in the fish tank. I did all of it. Times 2. Yes, I did. And after I did that, I had to come back and tell him, I said, God, I love you so much. And this is a hard thing. My heart is with you, man. My heart, like you really have my heart. God said, that's why you can't quit on me. That's why others that did quit did. Because it never was a hard thing for them.
Right.
I knew it the whole time. So I just sat and waited and let you watch. God is the only one to let you keep your job and fire you at the same time. So, and that's where I'm at right now. Just, you know what I mean? I have a passion for it.
Wow. Okay. So you're talking about passion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the structure of the man.
Mm-hmm.
They say, I know you're a Snap G, but you perform as TrueStory.
Right.
But your government name, not government, your government name, we all know what that is.
Yeah.
But what sports did you play growing up? I know you played football.
Mm-hmm.
I know you used to hoop every now and then in the spec.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty much football and basketball. I tried baseball when I was a little bitty little boy. I played one game and quit. My mama had a boyfriend. I never give mama had a boyfriend one time. Mr. Clarence. Charles out there, and I'm this Pee Wee League, and I tried it, and I sat out there in outfield for so long, and no balls ever came my way. And I said,
baking in the sun.
Baking in the sun. I said, this is boring. How do y'all play this? And so I finally ran all the way in, and then, it takes so long to finally get up to bat. I got to bat. I don't know whether I hit the ball or not. This is Pee Wee League. And so after that game, I didn't finish the season. I quit. I quit right. That's
it's not for me.
This is not this. I don't know. No. That's something my mama, she didn't want me to quit because she didn't want me to start quitting things.
Right.
Tough it on out. And so I said, Mama, I'm telling you, I don't want to. No.
You already knew that.
I hate this. And so I knew that I needed some action. And I was rugged. You know what I mean? So I come over back in the day with Tonka toys.
Yeah.
Big old rugged Tonka toys. I was the only one that can almost break them. So I needed something to put my hands on, you know what I mean? So I played basketball, but I never was skilled enough for basketball, so I'd use that as recreation. But football, man, I found football. My uncle, which was the only quote-unquote male role model, I guess I can say, that I had, we used to play football. He taught me how to play the sport, and we used to play hot ball. And you throw the ball up in the middle, a whole bunch of people.
Yep.
Whoever caught it had to run, back
end zone to end zone.
Yeah, end zone to end zone.
That's how you learn how to juke.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, Lord. Now you're gonna get tore up. So, Mike taught me how to play football, but he was real rugged with me. Michael, my uncle, real rugged, hit me. Get up. He taught me to be tough.
Right.
So that's the other. He was quick. I used to be mad because I couldn't tackle. So I can remember saying, taking pictures with him, and you know what I mean. Want to go where he was, and that was my uncle. And Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike was a ladies' man. So pretty much all the hunters. Oh, Lord, I'm telling somebody. Pretty much all the hunters were ladies' men, man. Yeah. So Mike had me really bent on, as far as the sport of football. He played basketball. Mike was so good at basketball. But football, he really was the driving force as far as introducing me to it. Right. Then after that, when I come home from school, it wasn't nothing for me to go up there, do my homework, take them school clothes off, do that homework. After the homework was done, Mama look over and, all right, bye. I'm outside. Don't come in and out this house, my air's on.
And don't let that street light
Don't let that street light catch you. Lord knows, don't let that, Lord Jesus. So, yeah, I'd be outside all day long. I came up in the neighborhood where everybody went outside and played. You know what I mean? So,
they don't do that anymore.
Oh, no, sir. Nowhere close. ghost towns and neighborhoods now.
Right. So this is probably gonna be a sore subject for me because I already know what one of the answers is. Who are your favorite sports teams?
Yeah, it's gonna be a sore one for you. Yes, sir, definitely. Come on now.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
I'm a Pittsburgh.
Yes, just Pittsburgh. Yeah, so I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, man. Ride or die, day to the day I die. I've been since Franco Harris, Lynn Swan, all them guys. I've been a Steelers fan for years. So basketball, I always tell people I don't have a favorite basketball team because the basketball I've always followed players.
Okay.
So I'm a Jordan guy.
Jordan. Don't mention that in our group, man. Every day. LeBron and Jordan.
LeBron Jordan. I know, right? I try to not get in that conversation. I try to tiptoe it on a little bit on my Facebook. I'm like, oh, folk came from my head then. But I'm a Jordan guy. And so at the time when Jordan played, I was Chicago Bulls. And really when I was Chicago Bulls, I just Jordan. I like Jordan. So I guess I might as well like Chicago Bulls.
I was the same way.
Yeah. So let's see here. Jordan. I like Jordan. I liked Charles Barkley as a player.
Okay.
Not as a but like as a player, I love Charles Barkley because he was undersized.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Hakeem Olajuwon. Oh man, look at you can't tell me nothing about the bad about the dream. Love Hakeem Olajuwon. So yeah, I love Hakeem Olajuwon.
Unfortunately, I remember that out at Clutch City chance when we was down in Kingsville.
Love me some Dream. And then again, I liked Houston because of Hakeem Olajuwon. So it's certain players that I liked. Okay. You know what I mean? I like, I used to like Reggie Miller, like the way he shoot the ball. So it was just certain players that I like in football. But other than that, baseball, I will.
You still feel some way about that?
That scarred me. It ain't even like scarred me. I think I watched a baseball game on the World Series, the last game, the last inning. If it's he got to hit this ball and get the runs in.
It's the drama part of it.
It's the drama part of it. Because now,
I don't care about how you made the case.
That's it. 2 outs and 3 balls, and he got it. This is the score. It's 3-3. If you can do it, then bring it in. All right, I'm watching this. Other than that, I am not watching baseball. No. But those 2 sports there, man. But yeah, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, die hard.
Yes, you are. So, what other hobbies outside of music do you have?
I love reading. I'm on that Madden on them sticks.
Hey, anybody in the group watching? That's the madman right there.
Yeah, man.
And he go hard in 2K.
Yes, sir. I'm a video gamer. That's one thing. I love reading. I love working out. Still work out not as much as I did when I played ball, of course, but working out, reading, poetry. You told me about that. Some poetry recitals. Love that. But yeah, that's one thing that has always kept me in the house and out of trouble at video. You know what I mean? I don't take it as serious as far as guys playing it professionally.
Right.
It's still recreational for me. It's just something I enjoy doing. But you know what I mean? A man has to have a toy, something they play with, something they put their hands on. As far as going to work, come home, we've been lost our mind just doing it. We got to have something
to break up the monotony.
Something to break the monotony. I need to get away because I'm about to go stressed out, lose my mind. So that's an escape. I remember one time my wife had told me, she said, you never play that game. You play the game. Tell me why you playing the game. Now you got the PS5 and the Xbox. You play the game. I said, let me tell you something. Tell you something. I tell you something right here. I said, this is my club, strip club, whatever you want to call it, right here in the house.
Right.
And at any time you can close the doors on the club. I said, you know right where I'm at.
Yep.
I ain't running them streets. I don't smoke, drink, or chew, or run with those that do.
Right.
You know. So let me have my me time. You know, when you say it like that, a new game coming out next week, I get it for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Man just got to have their toys. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, men, they gadgets, men, they toys, whatever it be. You got to have that thing. You know, whether it be gaming or whatever, you know, whatever.
We's video game kids.
Yeah, I came up on it, man. I was Atari from Nintendo to PlayStation. My mama kept me.
We was in that threshold where we went from playing cards and board games. You got this.
Got that. Absolutely. Look at that. Look. We can hold this and do all that on TV. That's right. So, yeah, I came up like that, man.
So, tell us something that your followers may not know about you.
Let me see here. I don't want to embarrass myself. The most weird thing, and this goes back to a story, back to my uncle.
Okay.
His influence. My uncle used to love clothes and cologne. Love cologne. Uncle Mike had some
cologne guy too. Understatement.
Yes, understatement. I have in excess maybe 94 bottles of cologne.
So you have a cologne room.
Yes, pretty much. 2 full dressers. That if you can only imagine how much I got to go over there and dust that stuff. Yes. I have right now 95. 95.
Which one's your favorite?
Creed Aventus.
Okay.
Creed Aventus. I recently got that a couple of months ago. And it would just now become my favorite because I hadn't smelled it. And I went to Neiman Marcus and I said, what's something that you have new? And she let me smell some new ones and it really wasn't hitting me. She said, well, this is one of our number one sellers. And then Creed Aventus has been out for a long time now. I just never smelled it. And so she, they spray it on the little card, do the little thing, and it's smelling. Man, when I smell that stuff, I've been cockeyed. My nose hair started dancing. What?
Creed
Aventus.
Okay.
Lord, in the name. I said, ma'am. She said, you never smelled this? She was shocked that I never smelled it. I said, no, ma'am, I have not. And she said, okay, well, yeah, this is without question. The number one seller. Everything in here is trying to smell like this.
Wow.
The stuff is off the chain.
Okay.
I said, yeah.
Hey, babe, you looking at this?
Wrap that up. Wrap that up. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah, that Creed Aventus is without question. It's insane. But, yeah, 95 bottles.
That's a lot.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I'll be wanting to, and I think I'm going to do it. I'll be wanting to post, I think I just may get some of my favorites, you know what I mean? Kind of put them on the side and tell everybody, shoot a little video. Ladies, you want to get your boo thing, your husband some good smelling stuff. This is someone instead of going, look how I've been out there. Look at all this here, y'all. Look at all this stuff I got. Look at that one over there is nice. And people like, man, you know what I mean? That one is a nice one.
You only got one body.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want you all that stuff. So I think I'm just taking all the ones and put them on a table and then show them some good ones that smells good. But a Creed Aventus, Lord have mercy.
Okay.
That stuff I can wear it in here and walk out and you still be smelling it in here.
I'm gonna check it out.
Creed Aventus is bad.
What's the one thing that you work the hardest at?
Being consistent, being a man of consistent character. And that means being who I am when no one's looking. Mm-hmm. That's what builds your ministry, builds your character and your integrity, and not selling out to what's popular or selling out to something that you're not. So being a man of consistent character, being a man of try to be as much as I can, a man of balance, which is real hard.
Right.
To know that I'm a man of God, but I'm a man too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Humanity and divinity. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I try to be as balanced as I possibly can. I don't try to lean too far over here.
That's a battle.
That's a battle, daily battle. I will lean too far over here. I tell you, if I want to lean over here to divinity, I'm gonna show Rocket the music I'm listening to in this DM. Janet A. Bond, MJG, Janet said, oh, what a fellowship. Hey, Rocket, I'm listening to that A-Ball, but that doggone Nas go hard, don't it? Because I can't tell everybody, you know what I mean? I can't just, you know what I mean? And I know sometimes I'm like, God, I can't tell him that I listen to Scarface, or you know what I mean? I can't, you know what I mean? And it's the perception, and people's perception of you rise, and it's a gift and a curse. And I learned that when I first got down here. People's perception of you holds the key to your ministry. When people perceive you to be a man of God, they will receive your word. If they don't perceive you, if you damage your perception,
you'll never get it back.
You'll never get it back. They won't trust you. Right. You know what I mean? So if you do something to really damage us, I have to be very, very careful. And right now, I'm very careful whether they got 5 followers or 500 followers. I have to treat it like I got 1 million. You know what I mean? So if something I want to post on there, and I've done it many times. I'm like,
you went viral a couple of times.
Yeah, I went viral. And I want to post something. That means no. Right. As Holy Ghost said, don't post it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you no. But if I look at it.
The angel on your shoulder.
No. Because what can happen is that I can do more damage control and repairing myself. And but I didn't mean it. Like old boy I did on Steve on Undisputed. Skip with the comment he made about when DeMar got hurt. He had to do so much damage control and repairing, but I meant this.
Never should have said it.
You should have never said it anyway, dog. You know what I mean? So the same thing I don't want to do. You know, I want to hit that sin and everybody but it sounds like you meant this true story. It sounds like you meant, but that wasn't no. So I got to do all this, and I lost people's perception of me. So I can't do that. So when it's a gift and a curse. It's just some things you can't do. So I just have to be very careful. But there and again, being a man of character, being a man of integrity, and doing exactly what my heart says do, and not what my flesh says do, in front of people and behind. You know what I mean? Off camera. So that empowers you. So when you get in front of people, people can tell that you know, this boy has been praying. This boy has really been going through. This guy's man of character, man of integrity, because it comes through. That's everything else that I suffered with and struggled with. It makes me, it comes through when I get on stage.
Right.
It's not just a gift. Gift is easy. You can always ABC, 1, 2, 3. Jesus loves you and he loves me too. Rhyming words is easy.
Right.
But you know what I mean? The power, the impact. I always say it all the time. Impact over impression.
That's powerful.
Impact over impression. I don't want to just put a dent in the can, and then show it to you, and that's an impression on the can. I want to take the can and crunch it, and then show you the can, and then show you how God can take that same dented, tore up can and use you to change people's lives.
Wow.
No impression. I got to be crushed.
So on the horizon,
Mhm.
What has been your greatest accomplishment as a musician?
That album, that double CD, brother. And it's not for obvious reasons. Oh, he did a double CD. Oh, he did a music. You know what I mean? Yes, he did. We've been walking. He did all. I'm different. All this and the other. That album came after my mom passed. So that was my.
Was that a tribute to your mom?
Yeah, to some degree, it really was a tribute to my mom, and that's why I named it based on a true story. And I can remember, you know, I mean, after mom passed, you know, I'm in my grieving stage. I told God to face, I ain't never doing rap again. I ain't never doing this again. Like I told you, I did my little hissy fit, but I was grieving. He fully understood that. I did all this praying, all this laying hands and speaking in tongues, and the other, and other folks coming up to me telling me that their moms survived and they got the jobs and blah blah blah. And here it is, my mom passed.
Right.
So no, I'm done with it. So that album is my greatest accomplishment because I had quit before it. I had quit believing.
No Job in you.
No, I quit. I'm done. I hang up. And the crazy thing about a man, we are professional at quitting and nobody knows about it.
That's true.
We can go to work, be a husband, be a father, do everything, but you have no idea we quit.
Right.
So I was
going through the motions.
Going through the motions, just going through the motions. And so, and I did. And so when I finally got back in the saddle, I guess you could say, of doing that album, I Am Different is one of the first ones I did. And completing it, I really wanted to quit many times during it. This is too much. God, ain't nobody doing no double CDs. Don't nobody even know me. Why not just do 1 or 2 songs? And so, no, I want you to really, because that album was a faith thing. It's more about faith than it was music.
Gotcha.
And so, believe me, let me just take these 2 off. I don't need to miss something. Just take these 2 off. Once I take these 2 off, you know, and I could sleep at night. I couldn't do nothing. No. So I had to put all them songs on there, leave it all on there as it is, and distribute it. And the return on it, no, I didn't get it. Not yet. I guess I can still say not yet. But if I never do, I'm good with it because it was a faith thing.
Right.
And it was a tribute to my mother, and it was getting me back in it. And when I finally did those albums, 2 of the songs I was going to take off really blessed a wife, her son, and her husband, because he had to have a kidney transplant, and his mother was the match, and she went ahead and sacrificed one of her kidneys for her son. And so she had an interview she wanted to do, a live interview on Facebook Live interview with my music. And that's one of the songs I was going to take off.
Wow.
And she said her son, he got on there, he said, Mr. True Story, I love this song.
That's worth $1 million in itself.
Man, I said, man, you just don't know. I sat on the edge of my doggone edge of the window ledge to take that song off of there. I believe. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. And so he loved that song. Mr. True Story, thank you so much, because now I really do believe. And that song, I listen to it almost every day. I'm like, oh my God. Thank you so much, son. And he just don't know how much he blessed me.
Right.
So it's not popular. It didn't get all the likes and get all the spins, but it saved somebody. Impact.
Right.
Impact. I gotta be. That's been my biggest thing. I always tell God, I don't care about numbers. Just give me names. Give me the one person that I can impact to save that life. If I never meet him, if I never put a finger on him, I pray to God that some guy is listening to my music that's on the edge of taking his own life when he go on his lunch break. And for some reason, he mess around and listen to Weeping But Walk. Headed to the car to blow his brains out. And that song saved him. I may never meet that dude. I don't care about meeting him, as long as I did it. Maybe this is a cop that listened to my music. And he listened to I Am Different. I listened to Yes. I don't care what song it is. And he finally got out that car and pulled that car over and said, you know what? I was going to take your life, young man. But something I just listened to changed, man. I don't know who this dude is. I just flipping through music on my iPod in his car. And you had no idea. I was about to blow your brains out. And he was about to be something else on TV, like it always been going.
Right.
But I don't care if I ever meet him. You never have to tell me thank you. That's the impact. That right there was my prayer coming home one time on 45, telling God, I know now that I have to sacrifice. I did everything I possibly could. Not my will, but thine be done. If Mama have to go, here's a sacrifice again. Mama have to go, and she has to go. If this is your will, not to heal her here on earth, you can do it in heaven. And I had to ride 45. I cried like a 2-year-old. I'll never forget that. And I said, I don't have anybody else. It's just me and you and my wife. I said, but I want to make that sacrifice. I said, and I pray that you empower me to be impactful. Hear me well, God. I was talking to God like he was my homeboy. I said, I'm telling you the honest God truth. If you don't use me, you're going to lose me. I said, I want to be brutally honest with you. I don't care about numbers. I want to make an impact. I'm telling God this in my most powerful, passionate prayer I probably have ever prayed in my life. On the verge of my mama going, knowing she going to go. Family members talking about me like a dog. That's a whole nother different story. Talking about me like a dog. Please make me impactful. Make me effective. Please make me powerful. This don't make sense why I'm saying this to you, but I want to be in line with what you want me to do. And he did.
Man.
I'm going to give you some meat. I'm going to give you some substance, homeboy. I'll tell you that.
So, before we wrap this up, and it's definitely been a pleasure, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
What are some of your upcoming projects?
My upcoming projects right now, I just released a single, Who, earlier this year, which is my second single.
It's a banger, by the way.
Yeah, I released Who, man.
December, right?
Yeah, December, around December. And so before that, I released This Is. And so I'm just right now, I'm at a point right now, I'm just going to release some singles. I need to release some singles as far as jumping into an album. I was going to get back in that album stage. I'm still writing for my album. So my next album will be called After All Is Said and Done. Woo! It will be another story. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to do it, you know what I mean, as time comes. But right now, I just want to do singles, kind of get my name out there instead of just throwing another album, it's very expensive. Well, that first album was a faith thing, but my next single that I have coming up is there is 2 songs that I'm going to do. And honest to God, man, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I could hang up the cleats after I do it. One of them is one I'm about to do, Burn. Jeremiah 20:6. Oh God, I love this song. And Burn is about, it's like a fire shut up in my bones. I can't stop doing what I'm doing. I can't stop rapping. I can't stop being effective at what I do, ministry. But the same thing that it has me ablaze has broken my heart. The same thing that has me on fire has laid me down in the nights, and I'm sitting up here crying like a 2-year-old all night long. How in the world am I going to make it through this? The things I've suffered with. I'm on the backside of the desert saying, I'm done with this. I can't do this. But it's the same thing that encourages me. The same thing that picks me up and it lights me on fire. That fire, when I hear a beat, I'm like, ooh, I want to write to that. Write to that beat type. You know what I mean? And just about 5-10 minutes ago, I quit. But when I hear that, I'm telling you guys, I'm just wiped him. I'm done with it. I'm done. Woo! Oh, look at that beat. Whoa. My phone, I got to write to that. So, yeah. And so it's the same thing that blessed me, it burdened me. So that's what Burn is about. The fire deep inside, it burns, it burns, it burns. That song, Burn, and This Is My Song. When I first heard those beats, and This Is My Song, your song is your life and the life you've led, whether the highs and lows, the goods and bads. This is my song, and this is the song. This is my testimony. I literally can. I told God, and I said, man, look here. You want to take me on into heaven after I do these 2 songs? You sure can. And so I've written them. I had them written out for the past 2 or 3 years. And it just had to be at the right time. And finally, I was going to produce another banger. Oh, baby, I got a banger. Bang, bang, bang. I told a good friend of mine back home, I said, man, when you hear, he told me that Who is his favorite song now. I said, bruh, it's your favorite song now. But when you hear bang, 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 I got a song called Bang, Bang, Bang. Man, bang, bang. Oh, I want to leave a bang when I leave. That's the name of the song. That's the story behind it. I'm just not giving you a little old hot song. It's going to have some substance behind it. I want to leave something. I want to leave impact when I leave. Bang, bang, bang. I got the guns behind it. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, y'all going to love that. Boy, you're going to think you listen to Spice One. So I was writing the first verse written. I said, ooh, that first verse crazy. And so I was getting ready to write the second verse. And so I'll listen to my instrumentals as I do every day. And man, I messed around and came across that Burns instrumental. Man, I got so livid. Holy Spirit saying, that's your next single. Put that to the side. I don't care what you want to do. I want this to be your next single. So yeah, Burners. I already have it written. I just got to get in the studio and do it. But that's gonna be my next single. Probably releasing sometime this summer.
Okay. Definitely looking forward to it, my brother.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Man, it's been a pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
Snap J.
True Story, Snap G, Rodney, all of them.
Well, man, we appreciate it. So let the people know where they can find you on social media.
Thank you so. Oh man, True Story Sounds at True Story Sounds, Twitter at True Story Sounds, on Instagram, and Rodney True Story Hunter or True Story Sounds. I have an artist page also on Facebook, but my main page that I kind of rock with, me and my boy rock with, is Rodney True Story Hunter or True Story Sounds. So at True Story Sounds and everywhere, all the TikTok at True Story Sounds. I'm on that too at True Story Sounds.
Absolutely. Any parting words or shout outs you got for anybody?
Oh man, look here. Thank you guys for listening in. Thank you so much for your ear and your heart. I pray that each and everything that you do is to the glory of God. I pray that when you listen to my music, you are impacted. There's something that moves you, that encourages you, that uplifts you, and you're just not left with a banging beat or some hot lyrics or gift. And I went through too much. I suffered too much just for gift. So I want to make sure I have an impact on you, and I pray that each and everything that you do for God it blesses you and your family.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate y'all, man. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Catch us out, my man. Snap G.
This boy can't call me.
Much love, my brother.
Love
Appreciate
you,
man.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Doc.
Y'all have a good one now.
Absolutely.